Hi everyone, and welcome back to Fully Playable Games. So on today's video, we are going to be doing some more game hunting, but very, very differently. I actually come to an auction. So I'm currently sitting outside of where Maidstone auctions are. And yeah, today is basically the viewing day. So I am coming along, having a look in, want to have a look in person at some of the bits that they've got. And then the auction is actually going to be tomorrow morning. So I'm going to be coming along to that as well. And yeah, this is the first time that I've ever done anything like this. So really interested in it from sort of multiple perspectives. And I will admit, I have looked at the auction catalogue online. And there are a couple of gaming bundles in here. I think there's a PS4 one, a Spectrum, and then a couple of other like bundles that have got video game stuff in as well. So yeah, I'm gonna go have a look, see what they've got, and then see what we can pick up. I don't think I'm going to be able to do any filming in there. If I can, then I'll do a bit of filming, but I don't think I can. Normally these sort of things, they don't allow filming inside. But yeah, let me go and have a look, and then I'll come back and give you a bit of an update. Okay, so it is actually auction day now. I wasn't able to catch up with you after the viewing, but going around there was a couple of bits that sort of piqued my interest. There was a bundle of what was it? Spectrum games. That was it. But I'll be honest, I've written them down in my list, but I'm probably not going to bid on them. The reasons will become clear in a future video. But there are two that are very interesting to me. The first one is a lot that's got a PS4 in it. It's actually a white PS4. So potentially I could sort of, if I can get that cheap, I think it goes for about £66 CEX voucher. So yeah, that could be a good shout. But the main one that I'm going for, and I am going to be going for it, there is a PS4 Pro with a whole stack of games. One of them being The Binding of Isaac, which is a £50 game on its own. But yeah, obviously we don't have a PS4 Pro in the collection. So yeah, that is going to be my number one aim, is to sort of secure that one. Looking them up online, actually, they've really come down in price. You're looking at sort of 100 to 120 now. For a PS4 Pro on eBay. So I think I've got my max bid at about £60. Just looking at the cost of sort of Binding of Isaac and the PS4 Pro. Yeah, I think £60. Obviously, with it being an auction, there is also commission on top. So there'll be a 25% commission on top of anything that I buy. So yeah, I think £60. That would be, well, okay, don't know what happened there. My camera just seemed to sort of shut off. Yeah, so as I was saying, there is a 25% commission on everything that we buy. So if my max bid is 60 quid for the PS4 Pro, you'll be looking at about £15 on top of that. So you'll be looking at £75 all in. So yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, it is, it's just gone 7:30. So they should have opened back up again for extra viewing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, have a look. I'm probably going to get registered as well, so that we can come back in the future. And yeah, I'll probably go and grab some breakfast before the auction starts at 10 o'clock. Okay, so we are back from the auction, and I have to say I thoroughly enjoyed that. There was a couple of, well, quite a few lots that I was actually bidding on. I think I ended up winning about 6 or 7. And yeah, most of that was for resale. So you'll see that in a future video over on my resale channel. But out of the whole auction, there was 4 gaming lots. The first lot had a load of Spectrum games, and it also had a rotary phone with it as well. But when I went over, so the way they had this auction set up is they had half the auction at one end of the hall, half the auction at the other. Most of the stuff that I was looking at was at one end, but this lot for the Spectrum or this lot of Spectrum games, was actually down at the other end. So yeah, luckily it fell between sort of items that I was looking to bid on. So I went down, and yeah, pretty much immediately I started the bidding at £20. I was like, no, done, walk away, because it was like a tray with probably 20-25 Spectrum games in, and yeah, I just didn't need the hassle of it. I will say there is a video coming up in the future. I'm currently working on it at the moment, so yeah, it's probably going to be a few weeks at least, but it'll explain why I've got less than enthusiastic interest in a small box of Spectrum games. So yeah, I walked away from that, and then I think one of the early listings that I was looking at had a white PS4 in it. It was a console only. It was a console. I think it was like a Friends Monopoly and a sort of vintage scooter. So I had that on my list to sort of bid on. I was bidding on it, and then I think I bid it up to about £20, and I was like, yeah, I'm done now. Because literally it was just the PS4 console on its own. Didn't have any cables, no controllers, nothing. So yeah, I can't remember exactly how much that went for. But yeah, as I say, I sort of stopped bidding at £20. I think the console itself trades in for about 66 at CEX. Then the other lot that I was looking at was basically right at the very end, and that was for a original Xbox 360 Elite, so basically the fat version as we would call it, with all the cables, controllers and a couple of games. And yeah, I pretty much said with that, if no one bids on it, I'll chuck a bid in. So when it come up, I bidded £10, which was the starting bid. Then someone bid 12, and then against my better judgment, I was like, oh, I'll do 15. And then they went 20, and I was like, nah, done. So yeah, that one got away. But I did get a gaming lot, and I actually got the biggest gaming lot there. And it ended up being the most expensive gaming lot as well. But let's have a quick look. So yeah, there's quite a few bits to go through. So straight off the bat, the first bit that we had in the box was a Kinect sensor. Yeah, once again, not overly interested in these. They're 10 to a penny, so I just tend to won't go out my way to pick one up, but if it's in a bundle, it's not a problem. Looking them up online, they go for £1 at CEX, £8 on eBay, and they're trading for 30p, which is abysmal. Then next up, right, so this next item, I pretty much discounted it as just sort of cheap, no one would want it, and just, yeah, it'll probably end up in the bin. And that is a Trust Gaming GXT 488 Force G wired over-ear gaming headset. And they've obviously branded with the PlayStation logo. Yeah, I didn't think much of it. I thought, do you know what, I'll look it up just so I've got a price for the video. And yeah, I was really shocked by it. So they sell for £18 at CEX, £14 on eBay, and CEX will give £7 trade-in for it. So yeah, I am definitely going to be trading that one in, because it's not something I'm interested in keeping for myself. But yeah, really surprised with that. Right, so next up we're going to dive into all the games that come with this bundle. And I will say it's a bit all over the shop, because there's quite a few empty cases in here, unfortunately. But some of the games I probably will keep hold of, and then if I can come across a disc, I'll put them in. So first couple of games we've got, and what I've done is I've actually grouped these into their corresponding console. So all of the same console will be together. So the first one that we've got is DS games, and first one up is Nutrition Matters. Not something that I'm ever going to play. Yeah, the way my diet goes, I probably need to play this. Looking this one up online, it goes for £1 at CEX, £6 on eBay. We don't currently have it in the collection, so I'm going to put it in but yeah, it's probably going to be one of the first ones that come back out once we sort out the DS shelf. Then another one that's not going to, that we don't have in the collection, but it's not going to stay in the collection for long, and that is Sudoku Mania. So this is an NTSC copy, which, to be quite honest, I actually really like the NTSC cases for the DS stuff, and yeah, I just think they're better. They're thinner than the ones that we get, and I don't know, they just feel more solid. That one, actually, surprisingly enough, goes for £5 on CEX and £8 on eBay. So yeah, not a bad shout there. What I will also say as well is that was it. There won't be any gameplay footage or the normal sort of close-up photos that I normally do. Reason for that is I'm actually filming this the evening before the video goes live. So the auction was this morning, and yeah, the video is due to go live tomorrow. So I am not going to have time to do my photography and sort of capture gameplay for the games that are new to the collection. So yeah, it is going to be a bit of just a talking head video today. Okay, so next up we've got a couple of PS2 games. So the first one that we've got is Le Mans 24 Hour. Unfortunately, this is going to be the first one where we've got the manual but no disc, which yeah is a bit gutting because I don't think we actually have this in the collection. So yeah, that would have been a good one to add. But yeah, unfortunately, nothing there. I will admit, anything that hasn't got the disc, I haven't got any. I haven't taken prices down for like case only or anything like that. And then the only other PS2 game that we got was Headhunters. So we've already got this in the collection, so this is going to be one that will potentially get traded into CEX. Looking the prices up online, it goes for £2 at CEX, £5 on eBay, and trades in for a 60p voucher. So I don't normally like trading games in for sort of 60p, but I probably will just trade this one in. Then next up we've got, we're on to, no, we're not actually, we're going to look at this. So while I was going through the box that I had with a load of sort of random bits in, I actually found this cable, and it is a PSX or sort of PlayStation sort of 1 and 2 to USB. And what it's designed for, it's designed for either use with the PS3 or the PC. So yeah, I am going to keep hold of that. It's not something that I've got for now. So yeah, going to keep hold of that. Looking it up online, they go for about £5 on eBay. What I have just noticed though is there is a split in the cable just by the USB plug. So what I'll do is once I finish filming, I'll get that wrapped up in sort of tape, and hopefully sort of keep it from breaking anymore. Right, so talking of the PS3, let's move on to some PS3 games. And I will say this is probably the biggest console, or the most amount of games in this bundle. But the first game doesn't have a disc, unfortunately. Actually, no, it is just the cover, the case. So no manual, no disc for Call of Duty Ghosts, which is a bit of a shame. And also the next one, which is Call of Duty World at War. So it's just the cover art, no disc, no manual. And I will admit the case itself is a bit mangled. But the next one is complete, and that is Call of Duty Black Ops 2. So this is another one, we've already got it in the collection. And looking it up online, it goes for £4 at CEX, £7 on eBay, and trades in for a £1.60 voucher. So yeah, that one, I am just going to trade that in. What I will say is, I know a lot of the stuff, a lot of the games that we're pulling out at the moment are going to be doubles. But bear with me, there is a reason why I bought this lot, and you'll see in a minute. So next up, we have got Saints Row the Third. Once again, it is complete. Yeah, it is complete. It goes for £1.50 at CEX and £5 on eBay, and trades in for a 10p voucher. So yeah, not much to do with that, I'm afraid. So I will keep hold of it and bundle it in with a PS3 if I ever decide to flip a PS3. Right, next up we have got Mud. So this is a dirt bike sort of racing game. We have already got it on the PS3, and I think actually it was a boot fair pickup from not that long ago. I think I remember doing the gameplay footage for it. This one goes for £2 at CEX, for some reason £10 on eBay. So that may be one that I'll sell on eBay. And yeah, trades in for an 80p voucher. So the fact that it's complete, and looking online, that seems to be what it's selling for. So yeah, I will probably put that one online. Then next up we've got Driver San Francisco, and once again this is a double. It is complete, and that one actually goes for quite good money. It goes for £8 at CEX, £10 on eBay, and trades in for a £5 voucher. So yeah, that one's definitely going to be passed off to CEX. Then next up we've got Need for Speed Shift, but unfortunately that is case only. So yeah, a bit of a shame there. And also the next one, which is Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriot. It does have the manuals and everything like that. It is just missing the disc, unfortunately. So yeah, bit of a shame there. I'm going to have a look because I don't know why. I've got a feeling that I've got a disc for this. So yeah, I'll need to have a look. And then we've got 3 more PS3 games. All of them are complete. First off, we've got Hitman Absolution. This one is one I've had quite a few times. But yeah, looking it up online, sells for £1 at CEX, £3.50 on eBay, and trades in for a whopping 1p. So yeah, that one is just going to get put to the side and put into a bundle at some point. And then the last 2 are both the same game, and that is Assassin's Creed 3. Both of them are complete with manual, but neither of them are worth too much, because they both trade in, they sell for £1.50 at CEX, £3 on eBay, and trade in for 10p vouchers. Then we're going to move on to the PS4 games that come in with this bundle. So the first one that we've got is Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. Once again, doesn't have the disc in, unfortunately, so that was a bit of a shame. Then we've got Fallout 4. Once again, doesn't come with the disc, but does have the map, manual and everything like that in. So once again, I'll keep an eye out for a disc for that. At the moment, because of the success of the series, it trades in for fairly good money. And then one of the ones that actually drew me to this listing, or to this lot, sorry, from a sort of game perspective, was the Binding of Isaac Rebirth Plus, Afterbirth Plus. So we have got a copy of this in the collection, but it is an NTSC version. So yeah, was really looking forward to getting this into the collection. Except that there's no disc. I was really gutted because yeah, that would have made it that would have been about a £35 trade-in. I think it goes for about 40 odd pounds on CEX, so it would have been a fairly hefty trade-in. So yeah, a bit of a shame there, but once again, I'm going to keep hold of the box, and then if I'm able to get hold of a copy at a later date, then we'll get it bundled in, because I would like to chop out my NTSC version. Obviously, I know I can't trade the NTSC version into CEX, but if I remember rightly, I think it sells for like £40 on eBay, so I would have made a good amount of money off it. Next up, we've got a disc only, and the ever popular Grand Theft Auto 5. I've got loads of these kicking about now, but yeah, what I tend to do is tend to chuck them up on eBay, and they'll go for like £8–9. So let me have a look. Actually, yeah, £8 it sells for on eBay. And then we've got 4 more PS4 games. All of these are complete. So the first one that we've got is Last of Us 2. That one goes for £18 at CEX, £15 on eBay, and trades in for a £12 voucher. So that one is definitely going into CEX because we do already have it in the collection. I think actually my copy that I've got in the collection is currently sealed. So yeah, for now this one's just going to get chopped in. Then another game we tend to find quite often is Assassin's Creed Origins. So this is the Egyptian one. This one actually surprised me. I thought this was a couple of quid, but it goes for £5 at CEX, £6 on eBay, and trades in for a £3 voucher. So yeah, really happy to have that one to trade in. Then we've got Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and yeah, once again, I didn't think this traded in for that much, but actually it surprised me as well. £5 at CEX, £7 on eBay, and gives a £2 voucher. So yeah, happy to sort of trade that one in as well. And then this last PS4 game, I could have sworn that we had it in the collection. But when I actually looked, we've actually got it on the PS5 and not the PS4. So even though technically it's pretty much a dead game by now, I am going to keep it in the collection. And that is Marvel Avengers. So yeah, I ended up, I bought my copy from Game. And yeah, I could have sworn that it was on the PS4, but looking at the shelf, I can see it sitting there as on the PS5. So yeah, as I say, don't currently have this copy in, don't currently have this version in the collection, so I'm going to keep hold of it. This one goes for £6 at CEX, £7 on eBay. So yeah, not too bad there. And then we've got one more game. And this was another game. As soon as I saw it there, I was like, I've been dying to get this game for absolutely ages. It's actually a cartridge, and it is cart only. It doesn't come with the box and the manual. But that is the Classics Collection on the Mega Drive. So this has, I think, is it Old Beast, Flicky, Alice the Kid in the Enchanted Castle, but the most important game on here is, and I can never remember the name of it, Gunstar Heroes. So Gunstar Heroes as a standalone game is actually quite expensive, but to get it on this cart, it's actually a whole lot cheaper. I think to buy it on its own, it's like £100 game or something. I can't remember exactly how much, but this cart, so like cart only, this goes for £25 on eBay. It's going for about £35 complete on eBay at the moment. So yeah, really, really good pickup. Looking at it on CEX, where is it? So it goes to £20 at CEX and £25 on eBay. But yeah, really, really happy to have that in the collection. I'm going to try and track down the box and manual for it. And that way we've got it complete. Because yeah, it's one that I do want to have complete. Okay, so next up we are going to get into the pinnacle of this job lot, and yeah, these were the bits that literally made me bid up to what I did on this. So the first bit that we've got is a PS1 Mini. So this come with a single controller and all of the cables. So we've already got two of these in the collection. We've got one brand new in the box, and then I've also got one which is just sort of console and all the cables. So I am going to look to sort of trade this in or sell it. Looking it up online, it sells for £55 at CEX, and I'm seeing sort of sale comps of about £40 on eBay, and trades in for £36 at CEX. That's for a voucher. The only problem with the CEX one is that the CEX listings for the console with two controllers. This only come with one controller, unfortunately. So what I probably will do is I probably will sell it on eBay, and then use the funds that I get from that to put into a CEX, or to put into the next CEX hunt. But yeah, really, really happy to have that in. That was, as I say, I saw it in there, and knew that it was going to be one that I was going to sell on. So yeah, really happy to have that to sell. And then we get to the big one. So I think I've already mentioned this in the video, but this was, out of everything there, it was the one thing that I didn't want to lose. And yeah, this really sort of made me sort of push up the price. And I actually got into a bit of a bidding war with someone. And yeah, I will admit, I literally won it £10 under my max price. And I actually increased my max price as I was sort of bidding. But that was a PS4 Pro. So yeah, when I was looking at the auction catalogue, there was a listing there for PlayStation PS4 with games, and that is basically what this whole listing, what this whole lot was this one lot. And I don't know why, before I actually went there to do the viewing, I just had a feeling that it was going to be a PS4 Pro. And yeah, got there, saw that it was a PS4 Pro, and I was like, I am not going home without that, because it is the last of the PS4s that I needed for the collection. So now we've got both the black and white PS4 fat models. We've got a black PS4 Slim. Now we've got the PS4 Pro. And yeah, obviously I know that there is a white version of the PS4 Pro, but I'm not massively worried about sort of different colours, unless sort of they come up and I'm able to get them cheap. But for this one, I just really wanted the Pro in the collection. So one of the first things I did when I got home was to immediately sort of plug it in and test it out. And I am so thankful that it actually does work. The only thing I haven't done yet is to actually test it with a game yet. I've obviously powered it on, reset the console, but yeah, I haven't tested it with a game yet, so I'm going to do that after the video. The only other problem with it is missing the cover for the hard drive. I managed to find one online, so I've got that ordered, that's coming. And yeah, what I'm going to do is, after we finish filming, I'm going to give it a clean up, try and make it look as good as possible. And then I'm going to put it in its box, because a little while ago, I bought a massive bundle of console boxes. There was like Switch boxes, PS4 Slim boxes, but there was one, and I didn't realise at the time, it was only once they arrived, that one of them was actually a PS4 Pro box. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that, get a black controller to go with it, which I've got quite a few scattered around, and then put all the cables in. I think it is, the box itself is for the FIFA 19 version, so I'll make sure that I get the game, an extra copy of the game, and put that in as well. So yeah, really happy. In addition to that, I've also got the blue controller that goes with it, or not that goes with it, but that's what I've been using with it. And then I've also got a white controller. So we've already got a white in the collection, so I will probably look to trade that in. It does need replacement thumbsticks, but I have got some in my parts bin. The only thing it is missing, both of them are missing, is the sticker on the back. So I'm going to look online to see if I can get a sort of reproduction sticker, so that I can take it into CEX. But looking these up online, it sells for £40 at CEX, £23 on eBay, and trades in for a £26 voucher. So yeah, really want to make sure that I can get that one traded in. So yeah, that will be something I'll do over the next few weeks, is get that ready to trade in. And yeah, that is everything that we picked up. So as I say, I just had an absolute blast. It was actually being in the auction and sort of bidding there. It was a completely different sensation to bidding on eBay. eBay can feel a bit lifeless, and a bit like you're not actually bidding with real money, even though you are. But for some reason, when you're there and you're sort of physically sort of putting your hand up, or you're sort of nodding, shaking, and all of the sort of auctiony type things that people do, yeah, it just felt more real, shall we say. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I will say it is something that I'm going to be doing a lot more regularly now. So what I did do is I actually went to basically register as a buyer. You've got to pay a subscription. That will basically give you a number. That's your number then, for, I think my one expires December 26, like 2026. So I've got 2 years, or year and a half basically. No, 2.5 years, sorry. So quite a lot on time on it. So yeah, I am going to be going to auctions more. Obviously with the boot fairs coming to a close as well, this will become a regular sort of destination for me as well. I am, as I get a bit more comfortable at the boot fairs. Obviously today was a bit different because it was being the first boot fair, not the first boot fair, first auction.
yeah, I wanted to sort of, one, be able to sort of focus on making sure I was doing the right things at the auction, and also wasn't overly comfortable with sort of filming, shall we say. But I think what I am going to be able to do going forward is probably have a camera sort of on the table in front of me while we're bidding. To be honest, I didn't know how it was all set up, and basically what I do here is you've got all of the items are sort of laid out, and then in the bit where I was bidding, there was then tables around, and they basically seal that area off. So as they're going around, they're picking the items up and they're showing you, but you can't actually enter that area where the items are. So you've literally got tables all the way around, and the table's basically in front of you. So I mean, what I'm going to be able to do is actually put my phone on the table. So you'll be able to see me, but you won't be able to see what everyone else is doing, which I think should be okay. So yeah, I'm going to trial it. I'll see how we get on. As I say, it's probably going to be a bit intermittent for now, as to sort of like, I'm not necessarily going to be picking up gaming every week, or I might do, I don't know. But for today, let's quickly run through the totals before we wrap up the video. So our total spend today was £116.77. Now, the way that is broken down, the winning bid on the bundle was £90. So as I said earlier on, I was about £10 under my max, which was going to be £100. And yeah, I originally set my sort of ceiling at about £60 or £70, something like that. But yeah, I think the fact that I just really wanted the PS4 Pro took over. And yeah, I just literally took a chance that it was actually working. So yeah, £90 was the winning bid. Then you had 25% commission on top of that, so that was £22.50. And then in addition to that, we also had £4.27 for the replacement hard drive cover. So yeah, that is how we got to £116.77. So if we bought everything from CEX, it would have been £340.50. If we'd got everything from eBay, for once, eBay was actually the cheaper option, because that was in at £338.50. So yeah, a whopping £2 difference between CEX and eBay. But what we did get is we got £94.61 vouchers from CEX. So yeah, we've near enough paid off the original bid fee just in CEX vouchers. So yeah, really happy with that. And yeah, definitely going to get that stuff traded in, so we can put it towards our next big purchase. And that is actually going to be a big chip out of the price for the next big purchase. But as I say, not going too much into that. We'll cover that when we get to the CEX video. But with that said, that is going to wrap up today's video. But before you head off, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're not already, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell to be kept up to date when I upload new videos. Also, let me know what you thought about this video. I know it was a bit disjointed in the beginning and sort of when I was out and about. But as I say, I will get better with regards to how to film these videos. And yeah, with that said, thank you so much for watching today. Really hope you enjoyed the video. And I'll see you on the next one. All right, bye.